What's going on, folks? Welcome back to Under the Code. We're just going to show you a little bit of background gameplay footage from Madden NFL 13. This is an online CCM. I'm actually in the gameplay footage. Once again, this is Buckeye. We're going to take care of you today. I got my boy Smitty. He's going to give you a little bit of words of wisdom of what we're looking for Madden NFL 25 and beyond. Now, I want to start this off a little bit by talking about wish lists. You see wish lists everywhere. What do you want for the next Madden? What do you want for this Madden? Well, unfortunately, pretty much a wish list for this Madden it isn't going to do us any good at this point. Pretty much features are set. They know what they're going to do. The only thing they're really going to add in are small things that they may have the time to put in once major installs and whatnot are done. So what we really need to start focusing on from here on out is more or less a hit list, things that you want to see added into the game, and this needs to be things that the developers can see and look at and start breaking down of when this can be put into the game. A lot of people see spectator mode as a must-have every year. Well, obviously with the PlayStation 4 announcing that they're going to have their own little spectator mode, you're going to be able to watch people play their games. That's not going to be quite as necessary for the game developers themselves to worry about. So what we need to do is put together bullet points of what we want to see from here on out each and every year. We just need a grand list, and the developers can look at that and start pulling ideas from there. Believe it or not, they do use a lot of the ideas that have been brought to the table from the community. Quite a bit of ideas. And just because you think, oh, well, maybe they already thought of that, 9 times out of 10, yeah, maybe they have, but there's always that chance that they haven't. We've already seen that a few times through community events where we have came in and brought in ideas from the community, and it was more or less they hadn't thought of something like that before. So your guys' ideas are very valuable, and we're here to make sure that they get heard and make sure that they get heard correctly, constructively, things like that. So please make sure anytime you see the wish list, just remember we need to look for the hit list. What this game has to have every year, year in, year out. Let's start building for the future. Let's get ready for these next gen consoles or these next gen, next gen consoles, next gen games, and let's start taking care of business. Bring these ideas to the table. No matter how big, how grand, think outside the box. Remember, we're going to have a link to our forums in the descriptions. We already have a hit list set up over there. Once again, this is Buckeye, basically running the show for football content over here at utcunderthecode.com. I got my boy Smitty. He's helping me out running the show with football. He takes care of gameplay. I take care of game modes. Take it away, brother man.
What's going on, everyone? This is Smitty on behalf of the Sim Standard and Under the Code. And this commentary talking about top things that I would expect from Madden. Um, these are issues that have plagued the series for multiple years in regards to the sim community and off top player movement. I mean, don't really need to say too much about it. I mean, that hasn't already been said over the years, but we need to see players feel more weighted down on the field, especially if you have a physics engine in the game now. Like we need to see uh, players feel more weighted down on the field. We need to see more animations that separate people in regards of agility and their mobility. Power backs, speed backs, all of that good stuff. Like we need to see it. Even with the secondary, we need to see it as well. No more of the turntable running. You know what I'm saying? Like no more of guys like if my receiver has to slow down and plant his feet and then turn, the defender should not be able to just turn on a dime as if he turned on a 90-degree axis and then all of a sudden just keep up with me. Like he should have to do the exact same thing. He should have to plant his feet accordingly and then make a move. Which goes to my next point, the route mirroring definitely has to go. That's something that definitely needs to go. Um, I mean, like I said, once again, it's self-explanatory. Um, it has been an issue that has been a very annoying aspect across the board in regards to gameplay over the years. Um, the zone play in Madden, it feels mechanical. It doesn't feel more of a logical type play. It just feels very mechanical. Like defender will run to a certain point, and then as soon as the receiver runs out of that zone, he runs right back to his neutral spot and stays there, even though there's nobody else to cover except that one receiver. Like I want to see it to be more logical to the point where I see more. I see a defender if there's nobody else in front of him if there's no other receiver to cover, like if it's a linebacker and there's no receiver, no receiver that just goes to the flat, or a running back, if there's no running back that comes out and that's in the flat, he should be dropping all the way back to cover that receiver to help, make a play if necessary. So, that's something I would like to see. I would like to see more logical zone play instead of the mechanical hindrance there. The trench battle, pocket formation. I mean, that's something I said when I had returned from my visit from Madden 13 back in June last year. They definitely need to overhaul that aspect. I mean, in terms of the animations, the quality of the animations, the logic in terms of what animations trigger, as well as some tandem pass blocking. Like these are things that we need to see in terms of the formation of the pocket, the fundamental logic of the pocket, forming as well, and also in line with that. Let me see the physics. In regards to the physics and the tackling, we need to see the physics. We need to see players wrap up. We need to see that. I mean, a lot of players are just sliding and slapping, and they crash into each other, and you have a lot of like unrealistic outcomes. They need to clean a lot of that up. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to clean it up and make it more presentable. You know, give it more of that authentic look. Instead of it having to be a canned animation triggering, I want to see these guys dynamically go for wrap ups or try to take the leg, sweep the leg from underneath or try and wrap the leg up or something like that. A lot more realistic interaction. And lastly, I'll touch on at least is pursuit angles. Gotta address that. I mean, it's very annoying to see this conga line form, so to speak. Like when the defenders keep running to the point where the receiver was, instead of where they are instead of going to where they should be to head them off. So if they can address these things, that would definitely go a mighty long way, at least for this year's installment.